This is at an elementary school reportedly in Boston. And nothing about this to me is acceptable. Children aren't a political audience. Elementary students don't have the context, the civic agency, or the maturity to be participating in partisan protest. They are at that elementary school to learn basic skills so they can be productive members of society when they become older. They're not there to be pulled into political conflicts. Schools are meant to educate, they're not meant to advocate. This right here is crossing the line from education into political indoctrination. So, parents with children, pay attention to where your kids are going to school, figure out what is going on in that school. Also, the left is incentivized to control children more than the right because they are having less children than the right. So pay attention to what is going on in your children's schools. Do not let them brainwash your kids. And the people doing this should be held accountable because I don't see anything acceptable about this. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Don't forget.
This is why kids should not be protesting. The absolute idiocy. What do you think protesting in a Target would do when it comes to illegal immigrants? Who's that geared towards? Who is that geared towards? This is what I'm talking about. These kids are too underdeveloped to understand anything. Too underdeveloped. And here's like the captain saying, "Oh, they are scared, and they want change. Change of what? Change of what? That we should allow illegals to enter the country freely? Open borders for all? Correct me if I'm wrong, the only country that has open borders? The only country? We should be doing that. Now, how about none of them are saying that, you know what, we should maybe improve our immigration process or, I don't know, streamline it or whatever. But no, they don't talk about that. They talk about, hey, let illegal immigrants stay. That's what, they fear what? If you are not an illegal immigrant, what do you have to fear, right? If you're not a stupid protester that wants to interfere in federal agents and you're not an illegal immigrant, what fear do you have? What change do you want? It's like, are you protesting ICE or are you protesting, I don't know, Walmart? What are you doing? This is the problem I find with adults. They are trying to indoctrinate our kids. Right? They're trying to indoctrinate the kids. We have an education problem. So many parts of the U.S. is having a literacy problem, right? A low literacy problem. Like, kids can barely read, right? Kids can barely do math. Kids barely know our history. Kids are not passing, test scores. They're not, graduation rates are not great. Instead of focusing on educating our kids better, right? Instead of focusing on that, instead of focusing on, improving children's lives, improving kids in, their education, instead of that, right? Instead of maybe even implementing better, right? Why don't you protest that we should be teaching our kids other things as well? Tax, investments, investing, I don't know, engineering earlier, or whatever, right? Instead of, focusing on improving our kids' education, you want to indoctrinate our kids to focus on illegal immigration? I'm tired of this BS. I'm tired of we, are now using children as shields, right? As emotional puppets. Disgusting.
Dr. Canton, I am the director here at the Chloe Day School here in Harlem, New York. As today is a National Day of Protest for all the violent things that we're seeing happening across our city, here at the Chloe Day School, we learn about service and acts of service from Martin Luther King. And so to end our month of service, it's too cold outside for us to go outside and protest. Our teachers cannot walk off the job and leave our children unsupervised. So today, we decided in solidarity, we will support all those who are out protesting against the violence that we see and the harm that we see happening to our friends. So some of our friends are going to share how they feel about what's happening and what they want to see happen in our government to change the harm that we see. So Sahad, how do you feel about what's happening?
I feel all of it.
Right, and how do you feel? What did you tell us earlier?
I feel angry.
Because you don't like to see what?
I don't like to see people who are hurt or taken away from their family.
Right, and so Isabel and Amani, what do we want to say? Stop the
Hating.
right. Okay, and my last three, Faith, Mariama, and Rhea, what do we want to tell people?
Stop hurting people.
We teach kindness, and when we work together, we are a better world. Thank you. We're fighting with you, even though we're inside. Have a great evening. God bless.
I find crap like this sickening. Extremely sickening. I mean, the worst thing that's coming out of this whole crap stuff with the protests and things like that is that we are trying to indoctrinate our kids, right? You have no right to do that. They're not your kids, right? They're not your kids. You cannot indoctrinate someone else's kids to your political views, to your insane ideology. This is absolutely, utterly disgusting. Teach these kids, right? Teach these kids actual things. Reading, writing, history, okay? Right? Mathematics. But to have them as part of your pawns for your political ideology is absolutely, utterly disgusting. Okay? Utterly disgusting. It really is. These adults need to be reprimanded. They really do. Okay? They really do. It's like, would you not be angry that you come to a school and you think that, these teachers are teaching these kids, I don't know, Muslim ideology, or you know what, Christian ideology, or Hindu ideology. It's like Buddhism ideology. Like, would you not find that disrespectful and just absolutely uncalled for? Or how about teach them alphabet, LGBT, whatever T community, ideologies, right? Talking about like sex between, whatever, shit like this should not be pushed onto kids. Let kids be kids. These look like kindergartners. Or what is it, daycare? These kids are not even in school. It's a daycare. Let kids be kids. Shit like this is unacceptable. It's disgusting. It really is. These adults their license need to be taken away. I'm tired of this BS. How about focus on your schoolwork? Why do you even... This is a thing where... what does any one of these kind of kids, these students, has ever helped an illegal immigrant? What have they actually done? Right? Do you imagine that these are the people, these are the kids that actually care, really care about illegal immigrants? Do they actually care about immigrants? Do they actually care about the well-being, the life of immigrants? They don't. 100%. Okay? These kids probably never really gave it a second thought, right? How the life of immigrants are, the life of particularly illegal immigrants. They're just hopping on the bandwagon. They're just thinking that they're doing something, I don't know, special. They're not. Right? Saying F-ICE, what is that doing? Right? You're literally hopping on the bandwagon. And this is the problem, right? We are indoctrinating our kids, right? To be radical. We are trying to make our kids radical. The stupidity in that. Okay? Instead of focusing on your schoolwork, bettering yourself, right? Educationally. Which in the US, our kids are suffering, right? We have a high illiteracy rate. It's growing, okay? We have terrible test scores. We have a problem in education. So instead of teachers focusing their kids on education, right? The books. You want to indoctrinate these kids. You want to make them care about ICE, care about illegal immigrants, when they never cared about it before. But it's because it's a bandwagon, right? It's like it's popular to, F the government, right? It's popular to do that. So they'll jump on. But yet, how about get those degrees, get the education to improve your life? Hell with that, right? Hell with that. This is really tiring. I saw like kindergarten, elementary school kids, middle school kids caring about this shit. You can't do shit. You can't even vote. Right? You can't even vote, so you can't affect nothing. Plus, majority people, they don't give a shit. They don't actually care about immigrants, nor definitely do not care about illegal immigrants. I guarantee you, most of the people on the left have never even given immigrants a second thought in their life. Have never even actually cared about immigrants. I think most people on the left, I think most people in general. Okay? Most people in general, they just went back about their life. Only because it's popular to jump on this bandwagon to say F ICE, F the government. That's why they care. They don't actually care. They don't. It's just, shit like this is tiring. Okay? Instead of, how about hit the books, read about the government, understand the government, rather than just jump on this stupid-ass bandwagon. Ugh, this is terrible. And I blame the adults. I think one of the stupidest things, right? One of the stupidest things the left pushes, and probably one of the things why I think a lot of Americans just can't stand the left, is this whole trans movement, okay? A New York jury just awarded $2 million to a woman pushed into a double mastectomy at 16. Doctors use deletion scare tactics to overrule her mother's objections. She later detransitioned and sued. 4 days after the verdict, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons reversed course and came out against surgeries for minors. This is the absolute insanity, right? How much the left cares, feminist cares about the trans thing. particularly like trans rights are human rights. What human rights it is to transition, to change your gender at a young age? How's that human rights? It's not your human right to change your gender. That's not a human right. Absolutely ridiculous, particularly for minors. Because if you think this is, I always find this like the logic is so inconsistent. So if it is your right to, as a minor, to change your sex, you practically have right to do anything as a minor. Sex with adults, drugs, alcohol. You pretty much have rights to anything. If you can do such an extreme thing as changing your gender, right? Then you have a right to do anything as a minor. That's the insanity. That's the craziness of these leftists. And this is the thing where you pretty much see white people, white liberals. This is, I've said this countless before. I think white liberals are the worst thing to happen to the earth, to happen particularly to America. White liberals are the worst things. They are destroying our country. They care about such insane things. They care about, to be honest, debauchery, degeneracy, delusion, hypocrisy, just stupidity. This is, it's like, this is why I can't stand the left. I'm sorry. The trans movement is one of the worst things about the left that I really hate, and I can't stand them for that.
Why should I be scared if my family's gonna die?
Oh, fuck you, Greg, you motherfucking ass and all you bitches.
What'd you say?
I said what I said, bitch. You fucking deaf, you might want to rehear the fucking video. Learn how to fucking use your ears, bitch. You look deaf.
No, I just wanted to confirm it, so I made sure I heard what I was saying.
Man.
Thank you.
Yep. So these are kids too. They're kids. Jesus. Can you believe that? They letting the kids go out there and do this? Oh my God. Yep. You can see. And the thing is, how do you solve this problem? How do you solve the problem? You go and you put the teachers on trial for this shit. Because they shouldn't even be, like, you can't get mad at them. They're kids. They're just, who gives a fuck, right? The teachers let them go out and do this. You've got to go after the teachers for this stuff. You do. And the moment that you go after the teachers, then you're going to have all these problems go away. That's it. They're all about to vote. Yeah, you got to say, there's a lot of different ways to look at it and, approach it. But overall, I do think this is where we're at. And then, we got another one too. A video of a Washington State high school student screaming, "I want my mommy," as she's being arrested after assaulting officers during an anti-ICE school walkout is going viral. Beautiful. Oh, God, I love it. I do. I love it. And same girl, music to my ears. And the thing is, though, is that this is a girl in high school. There's no reason that she should have been out there doing this in the first place. So why did that happen? It happened because the teachers let them go out there and do that. The teacher should be held responsible for that. That's it. Same group of kids from the last video. I don't know if it is or not. It could be a different group. I have no idea. She ugly crying too. Now she wants her mommy. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't really blame her, right? I mean, you can't. I mean, that's what happens. But that's really, in my opinion, I think that you have to go after the teachers for this. They do. You have to go after them, and you have to be aggressive about it. You do. Teachers and parents, absolutely. Don't teachers still need signed permission to have their kids leave campus for this type of shit? That's the thing, right? Is that they should need that. And if they're not taking that and they're not doing all that, then you need to go after them. And if you had somebody going after...
So my son just called and said that his school just brought him to a protest. So he's currently at a fucking protest. I'm fitting to go rage. Who the fuck said you could bring my child to a protest? Any of our kids to a protest. They see what's happening today. Bringing kids out there now. Purposely. Schools. Washington State. Send this out. Washington State. Sending their kids to protest. I'll see you soon. Let me give you a little rundown on the way there. White Center, we call out here Rat City. If anybody from Washington State knows this Rat City is not an area. Bring kids, let alone bring kids to a protest in this piece of shit city. If anybody knows White Center, you know Rat City is dangerous. Why are you bringing our kids into dangerous territory with fucking protesting going on? Anyway, I'll see you soon. See you in the next video. It looks like they made it all back to the school already before I could get here. Yeah, so they all just got back before I can get here. All the kids. Fucking furry teachers on their bikes. Is this really what's going on? This is craziness. This is craziness. You got the blue hairs, everything. Are you serious? Yellow hair? Oh my God, my kid is at a woke school. What is going on? This is Cascade Middle School, everybody. Cascade Middle School in Washington State. Did you consent to that?
I didn't want to.
You didn't want to do that?
No, after the cops came up, one of the guys was like the guy with the megaphone, like a kid, who's like, do not talk to the federal thing, Bob, whatever it is.
Just believe I will be at the next school board meeting. You'll see my next video when that happens.
So those were Arizona schools. You know, instead of producing stupid liberal kids and future adults, right? How about they have better things to do? The stupid protesting, right? Wanting to what? Stop the deportations of illegal immigrants? How stupid are they? Look at this. Right? This is a 2025 performance report. Performance shows 40% proficiency in English language arts, 33% in mathematics for grades 3 to 8, indicating the majority did not meet proficiency standards. Performance in ELA remains stagnant compared to previous years. Schools aren't doing good, right? These students aren't doing good. We can see more. I mean, like, test scores show little to no improvement from previous year, with a large majority of students failing to meet proficiency in math, and so on. We have a illiteracy problem across the U.S., right? We have education problems, okay? Now, okay, if education is not the biggest thing, fine, okay? But I'd rather the kids focus on their education than fall into this liberal, stupid-ass mindset. Because honestly, this is idiotic as well. What are you protesting? What are these stupid kids protesting? What? Please don't deport illegal immigrants. Please. That's what we need. But you know what? These kids are so smart. They never cared about it during Biden's era, right? Which was, what, a year, 2 years ago? They didn't care then. They're so smart. It's like, if they were smart enough, Obama didn't do nothing, didn't do great either. Plus, here's the thing. These kids do what? What are their protesting doing? They can't make any kind of fucking change. They can't even vote. So what do they think they're doing? Instead of, how about, talking to your parents who are legal voters, or, going to these, town hall meetings. Like, what do you think the protest would do? These kids. Oh, they're not going to school is what? Going to upset society? They don't even work. They're not going to, our economy is not going to stop because these kids aren't going to school. No, it's just giving these kids a reason to be fucking lazy. Lazy. And that's what we need, right? All this stuff, that's what we need more. Lazy-ass kids. It's because of stupid-ass liberal parents produce these stupid-ass liberal kids. Get it together. Absolutely idiotic. I came across this picture, and I'm like, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, left or right, to want to push your kids, small little kids, right, into a political landmine, political sphere, is absolutely disgusting in my opinion. It's irresponsible. Let kids be kids. They shouldn't be thinking about this. They shouldn't be caring about this. Okay? They shouldn't. This is why I've said this, where white liberal women are honestly disgusting and terrible. I think they're destroying America. I think they are, honestly, they shouldn't be breeding. Right? They shouldn't be breeding. They shouldn't be producing the next generation of liberal women. Right? They shouldn't. But it is what it is. I'm just like, why don't you keep this BS to adults, right? Because it's already divisive, already triggering for adults, right? It's already it's honestly creating a whole lot of chaos between adults. To think that it's a good idea to include your daughter, your child, in this whole political landscape, you're tiring. And I will say this for Republicans as well, for the right. If you want to push your child, right? If your child knows about Trump, something's wrong with you, right? If your child knows about Trump, something is wrong with you. When I was this age, I didn't know nothing of who was the president. I don't know nothing about government, and you shouldn't. Let children be children. She has two other photos of her daughter being an activist. Are you kidding me? You're disgusting. You really are. I'm really. This is too much. It really is, and this is why these are the worst parents, in my opinion. Right? One of the worst. Of course, they're more terrible parents, but this is definitely not good parenting, in my opinion. Let kids be kids. They shouldn't be caring about the political climate. Leftist men beating up a woman.
Where are the women's rights activists tonight? Where's Billie Eilish? What's she doing? Do those people, by the way, saying puncher, screaming, pushing her, do they seem open to dialogue? Now, that was in LA. We asked police what happened and what led to the attack, but we haven't heard back. In Minneapolis earlier today, the temps were frigid, but things got very hot, very dangerous, when the Daily Caller News Foundation's Jorge Ventura tried to report what he was seeing.
He said that these cars actually look like ice, and they're actually falling up. So we're actually seeing this roof now. Hey, how you doing? You're right next to me. I can film here, buddy. It's a public sidewalk. Why did you try to steal my phone right now?
Now stop attacking a minority. Ooh, look at that. This is the party of peace, right? The party of love. The party of that's not racist, that's not sexist. In one video, I literally showed you, right? Leftist men, Democrat men, progressive, whatever, attacking a woman, sexist. Attacking a minority, racist. I guarantee you, if it was flipped and it was the right doing it, they would be called sexist and racist. I guarantee you. I've said this before, right? I don't claim that the right is any better than the left, okay? But what I do say is that, at least in my opinion, if you deal with the right, and if they stab you, they'll stab you face to face, right? They'll face to face with you, right? You want to have a disagreement, be face to face. The left, they were like, oh, my brother, they'll hug you. They were like, oh, it's like, oh, I love you, I'm here for you, I'll fight for you. Stab you in the back. Hugging you, stab you in the back. They're fake, right? The left, like, they fringe some kind of moral high ground, like they're something better, like they think that they're, morally sound, but they're not. They're disgusting, they are. And that's what I'm talking about, right? I can't stand the hypocrisy. I can't stand the fakeness. I can't stand the two-faced people, right? Which the left so commonly are. You never cared about illegal immigrants under Biden and Obama. You never cared. You never cared about your neighbor. You never cared about your neighbor under a democratic rule. You never cared. Oh, but now Trump. Oh, Trump who's deporting less than either Biden or Obama. But now you care. Now you care about your neighbors. Now you're so scared. You're so scared, right? You never cared about before. It's the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy. You say like, oh, Trump is doing differently. Trump is doing differently? No. These cities are doing it differently, right? These states are doing it differently. They're making it difficult, right? Back when Obama did it, Biden did it. They like, here you go, right? We'll help you. We'll make it peaceful. We won't advertise this. We won't put it on media, right? You don't see nothing. You see no talk about the Gestapos, the Nazi fascism. You don't hear nothing from CNN talking about illegal immigration. The high levels of deportation under Obama and Biden. You don't hear nothing from CNN, MSN, whatever, all these leftist media outlets. You don't hear nothing. That's why you don't see the opposition. You don't see people fighting against it because they didn't know or they didn't care. Now you see it reported all the time, calling ICE, Gestapos, fascists, Nazis, all that shit. So that's why you see the craziness in the streets, the hypocrisy and two-facedness.
Remember, this is the side that preaches to us about love, tolerance, and acceptance. Yet this woman is out here calling federal agents niggers. This is the second time in a couple of days that we've seen white people calling federal agents niggers out in Minnesota. These are white liberals on the left. And for whatever reason, they think it's okay to call people the N-word all of a sudden. And what's even more interesting is the silence from the left overall. So white liberals love black people until they work for ICE or, they're on the right. Then they think it's okay to call black people the N-word, or just people in general, call them a nigger. Crazy work. This is the left.
You know what? He says silence on the left. What I'm also thinking about is silence from black people. Black people, the black community, predominantly, I think 80% or more vote Democrat. Black people, on average, are more on the left than they are on the right. Yet silence. The community constantly says that, white people are the devil, or, white supremacy, and then blame that white supremacy on the right, on the left, on Democrat, on Republicans. Yet they're quiet when their own parties show how racist they are. And I've done, like what you said, right? Like how I did another video of more white people saying the N-word. I also did a video of white people, the left, attacking a woman, right? This is the party that says that they're not racist. They're not sexist. I have proof otherwise. Video proof. The amazingness of social media. You can see the hypocrisy in real time. And yet, if this was the right, they would condemn them. They have no problem constantly condemning Trump, saying he's a racist, saying he's sexist. Right? No problem condemning Trump. But crickets when it's their own party, right? You won't hear nothing from any of the bigger people or people in general, right? People in general of their group. You don't hear no one calling that out, condemning that, saying no, that's not it. Because they know that they can't condemn their own party. They can't. Because they don't want their own party to turn against them. It's disgusting. The hypocrisy. Also, this is a thing where it's funny that they are trying to help minorities while insulting minorities. Funny. And this is the thing, I did another video saying, you're next. What does it mean, you're next? What does it mean? I get constantly said, you will be deported. Where would I be deported to? New Jersey? Where would I be deported? Where are U.S. citizens being deported to? Where? How are black people next? How? Please tell me. None of them really say how black people are next, how minorities, U.S. citizens that are minorities, will be next. How? Where would the U.S. deport U.S. citizens to? Crickets. You don't hear no one ever explain it, ever clarify what they mean. It's just scare tactics. It's fear mongering.